Rather than curse the darkness when she recognized the news photos of several murdered kids from her neighborhood, tonight's honoree chose instead to light a candle. She chose to organize and mentor Spencer Elementary School's Young Men of Honor. With no formal organization, no membership, no board of directors, no funding, Diane Jackson, with guidance, structure, and love, has exposed them to new opportunities. Ms. Jackson exemplifies how a so-called average person can translate a negative into a positive.
I saw an article in the paper in 2000 where we had about 42 African Americans males that had died on the streets, whether by shooting or drugs or some gang-related events. And a lot of those young people that I saw were children that went to school with my children, children that my husband coached. And I knew that, you know, sometimes we wait for other people to do it when we can make a difference. So I just decided that I was going to do something. I didn't start right then. I waited for a little while, a couple of years later, and I kept seeing things happening. So I decided instead of complaining, it was time to do something. And so I started, and I remember something that Edmund Burke even said, and he said that all that's necessary for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing. You have to have money to start a program, but I didn't, and I knew that I couldn't wait on a dollar. What needed to be done had to be done whether we had finances or not. And so I started it. I wanted 12 boys. Unfortunately, I didn't get 12. I got almost 40 the first year, and I didn't know exactly what to do because, like I said, I raised 5 girls. My husband and I raised 5 girls. And so what I started doing was just, you know, having community leaders and people in the community to come out and begin to talk to them. I took them to places out of town. We did field trips. We went on out of trip, anything to get them out of that environment that they were used to seeing. And I knew that the world was a bigger place than what that they saw. So I wanted to take them to those places to let them see that, hey, you can be this, you can do that. This is what you can do. This is what you can be. And they believed it.
What does Ms. Jackson teach you?
Respect, ownership, a lot of history, math, reading, science and social studies. She teaches all of that. Some little boys out there don't even know their own history. They just you know how all your heroes, all like Martin Luther King, Thurgood Marshall, all fought civil rights for you. And some people out there don't even know. It shows to me that I know that I have to learn my history and know where I am. It teaches me that I'm in a family that I know I can love and trust.
I was able to form relationships with these young men and their parents and stuff. I saw the need. And then I realized that a lot of times when our children act up, it's the deeper root to the problem than just what we see on the outside.
I didn't really have nothing to do. I didn't go home. All I did was go home and just sit until I met Miss Jackson, and she talked to me and told me get in my group, learn something, you get to do stuff. Back then it used to be like, okay, I could go here and get some snacks. But then it got going in deeper, and I got to learn history about, Black history and about how to be a man.
They see so much going on in their environment, but I've always told them that your environment does not determine who you are. You don't have, if it's negative, you don't have to be negative. I live in the inner city area, and I've seen drug deals, I've seen shootings, I've seen people shot down in the street laying dead. But it doesn't make me a drug dealer, it doesn't make me a murderer, it doesn't make me a thief. So therefore, I want them to understand that they're great, and they can come out of any situation. They don't have to conform to that situation that they're in.
It shows to me that my grandma teaches me history, and it's like we be in a big happy family together.
Well, one person can make a difference, even if we just start in our own community, because it really does take a village to raise the children. The village has stopped raising the children, but the village needs to get back to raising the children, and that's everybody in the village need to be concerned about our youth, whether they're male or female, need to be concerned about the children. They're great, and there's greatness in them. And it's up to us to see the greater that's in them and to show them that there's a better way. They are great men, in spite of anything else, they're great and they have a future.